Hey guys, how's it going? I'm going to introduce myself for everyone new here. Welcome. And I'm Natalia Schneidmiller, and I'm a coach for all women of boys. And I help women eliminate all fighting in their lives by teaching them how to manage their mind so that then they can handle anything that they have in their life. And today I want to talk to you about a situation. For example, if you have someone in your life, if it's your son or anyone in your life that you normally want to spend time with, but in one particular instance, you don't want to spend time with them. And so I want to walk you through the process that I just walked myself through this morning because it was helpful for me. And this is my always theory. And it's been proven, if it's helpful to me, it's going to be helpful to you. So again, the premise is that that person is important to you. You do want to spend time with that person. And maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a friend. But in this particular moment, you are not looking forward to the next meeting with them. So this is a process that I did for myself this morning. And I asked myself, why? Why don't I want to? And I actually took out my phone and I wrote it down. And the reason I write things in my phone is because I feel like it's the most private thing that no one's going to read. Because if I write it on a piece of paper, maybe someone will find it and read it. And I feel like, okay, I can share these most private things on my phone and then I can just delete it later. And so if that helps you to be super, to be trusting and share your thoughts on your phone better than on paper, do that too. So I wrote it down on my phone and I wrote down a bunch of all the reasons. And here's what's going to be the same for you. You're going to have a reason why you don't want to see that person. And that reason will always be a thought in your head or a bunch of thoughts, like 5, 10 thoughts or 3 thoughts, whatever. And they're going to feel really true to you. So what then I did with myself is that I looked at those thoughts and basically I see those thoughts as I already assume that those thoughts that are preventing me are not true. This is what I always do. Whatever thought is creating my bad feeling, I automatically believe that thought is not true. It's a lie. So then my job is to look at those thoughts and to disprove them. Like, how can they be not true? And once you do this a couple times, it becomes this automatic process. And right away, like now at this point, I don't even have to do much. I just have to write them down and see them. And I already feel better right away because I see the little lies that my brain's believing, and I don't believe them anymore. And here's a little example. So for me, I didn't want to see this one person, and I asked myself why. And what my brain had as a reason was, this person's going to judge me. Okay, and then I already knew, my brain already had the judgments. Oh, they're going to think I'm this, they're going to think I'm that. They're going to think I'm unorganized, they're going to think I'm bad with the kids, they're going to think that it's embarrassing. Those were my thoughts. And so what this actually is telling us is it's not telling us the judgments of the other person. It's actually telling us the judgments that you have of yourself right now. And, right, so this is actually your own judgments of yourself, right? So when we look at them, then we can understand why we feel bad because we're criticizing ourselves. We're talking bad to ourselves. We're judging ourselves. So of course we feel bad. So then I look at them. Right away I saw, okay, so these are not really true. For instance, right away I see that these judgments are actually not in the other person's head because I have no idea what's in their head. These judgments are in my head. So first of all, I already broke down the lie that they're judgments because they're not. They're from my own head. So that's already busted, right? The next level is to show how are these not even true. And in this particular scenario, the way I approached myself is actually the other way around, I said, you know what? Because I was criticizing myself, and I agreed with myself in this scenario, because if there's always going to be truth in whatever we criticize ourselves, like if I'm unorganized, for example, if I'm unorganized, then we will always be able to find proof that I'm unorganized in some areas of my life, right? There's no 100% organized or unorganized. So it's going to be a bit of both. So that's why I right away thought to myself, yeah, you know what? I am unorganized a bit. Yeah, and I just basically gave that judgment. I gave into it. I agreed with it. And I gained all my power back by agreeing with it. So I said, yeah, you know what? I am unorganized, and I'm organized in some ways and unorganized in other ways. So right away, I disproved it because I know that I'm organized in some ways. And as well, I agreed with it because there was truth to it. So this is what I'm trying to say. I took the power away from that judgment. It no longer had the power to make me feel bad because I was no longer fighting with it. I was no longer afraid of it. I was actually agreeing with it. And it felt really empowering to look it in the eye and see that, yes, I agree with you. I am unorganized. So I don't want to avoid that anymore. And the same thing I did with the other ones. Am I bad with the kids? Absolutely. In some instances, I'm totally messing with the kids. And saying that felt incredibly empowering. And at the same time, as I said that, as I felt empowered, I also have to acknowledge that I am also very good with the kids in other times, other instances, other circumstances. So as you can see, looking at your thought that is preventing you, that you think is the reason why you don't want to see the other person, is going to give you a way to deal with it and to actually move through it and to get that obstacle out of your way so you can see that person. So you want to spend time with that person and don't feel bad. And the way to do that is to clean up your mind. And if it's your son, right, you want to be with your son, right, and feel good about it. If that's your goal, then that is what you can do. You can ask yourself why, and the reason why will always be your thought. And then you work with your thought. You have a negotiation. You disprove it. Because if it's making you feel bad, then it's simply a lie. Okay? So that's what I want to share with you today. Whatever your judgments are of yourself that you think the other person is thinking, they're simply judgments of yourself that you have to make peace with. How do you do that? You agree with them, because the truth is both things. The truth is you are terrible and awesome. The truth are you are organized and unorganized. That's just the truth. We can find proof for both. So when your mind wants to be all or nothing, that's when you'll feel bad, because you'll either think you're terrible or you'll think you're awesome. But when you think you're awesome, you'll also be afraid that you'll be busted for all the terrible stuff. So the power lies into admitting both. And so now, when you think of that person that is important to you, that you didn't want to see, and you look at the reasons why you didn't want to see them, then you can make peace with those reasons and say, you know what? I'm totally okay with being my terrible self with this person, because I'm okay with this part of myself. I'm okay with these 3 terrible parts of myself. And then there's nothing you are dreading, right, when you think about meeting them. Because it's not really that we don't want to see that person. It's actually we don't want to be that person when we're with them. We don't want to feel bad about ourselves when we're with that person. Because if we have judgments about ourselves when it comes to seeing that person, then we don't enjoy ourselves. And of course, we're not going to want to see that person, because that person triggers our judgment of ourselves. So whatever that person is, I always think, okay, this is teaching me to accept more of all of my terrible things, and then I'll enjoy myself, right? Like, what if I was okay with all these things? Then let's just have fun, right? And let's just say, I always tell myself, okay, let's just say they think that about me and I agree with them and they still want to hang out with me, then awesome. Then we're on the same page and we also agree on all the awesome parts about me. Then we can just move on and just have fun together, right? Okay, guys, so if you have trouble with actually getting through obstacles in your head and you're not spending time with people you want to spend time with, then you should definitely get coached and take a look at all the obstacle thoughts in your head so that then you can get to know them and you will have the answer for them once you get coached. And then in your life, you will be able to spot them, answer them, and move on, and not miss out on opportunities to spend time with people you love. Okay, guys, and you can get coached by me. That's what I'm here for. You can find me on my website, www.coachingnatalia.com. And go sign up for a free mini session. First session is completely free. You basically come and tell me what's bothering you. I can tell you how I can help you. And from the first session, you walk away with a much better understanding of what's going on. And you can start applying some of these tools right away, even after the first session. Okay? Because this is very practical and there are steps that you can take right away. So it's not vague, it's not kind of woo-woo spiritual, it is super practical. These are tools that I will teach you that you can apply in your everyday, and they will help you feel better, connect with your people, not yell at your kids, not fight with your husband, stop nagging, and just do what you want to do. All right, guys, I love you so much. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.